Hey everyone, so this friend of mine had a couple of questions about Civilization 5, so I figured I'd do a little video about it. Since we're gonna be uploading it to YouTube anyway, I might as well pretend like I'm aiming this at a larger crowd. So for those few randoms happen to find this video, it should be noted that it's not a let's play in any way. It's just me playing the game and explaining how and why I do things. You might be able to pick up a thing or two, or maybe leave your own tips and tricks in the comments below, and maybe at some point I might get around to checking them out. Anyway, enjoy the show and a lot of talking. Like I said, it's not a let's play. I'm gonna try to be as detailed and informative as possible. So let's get this started. Single player setup game. Let me set up the settings real quick. What civilization are we playing? Yeah, let's just go with random. Font, setup, map size, Pangea, fine, difficulty setting. Let's just leave it on Immortal for now. It's because playing on deity, if you want to get certain wonders, it kind of requires a quite specific strategy to do it, or else the AI just kicks you in the nuts and steals your wonders. And since I'm just wanna show some general gameplay, I'm just gonna leave it on Immortal. Gameplay, standard, ancient era, world age, blah blah blah, yeah, that's all fine. Since our group mostly plays with raging barbarians on anyway, I'm just gonna leave it on. 1, 2, 3, whatever. Yeah, whatever. So, Russia. I'll just shut up while this old man talks.
Wondrous Empress of all the Russias. At your command lies the largest country in the world. Mighty Russia stretches from the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, enough talking. Yeah. So anyway, first thing you want to do when you're not that familiar with a certain civilization, you just want to type the name in here, click on leaders, and you can read up a bunch of crap about them, which isn't really that important for the game. Most important thing is right up here, which is kind of like their each civilization's own unique buff, or however you want to call it. This is Siberian Riches, which provides an extra production and horse uranium refined double quantity. Yeah, that's pretty good for a late game. The strategic resources providing extra production is something which you can utilize early in the game already. So you basically just want to get a feel for the civilizations, since in this game they're all kind of require their own, well, I wouldn't really say playstyle, because they're pretty much viable in any way you want to play them, but they do have specific bonuses that you want to make use of. So let me just check out their units real quick, as I haven't really played Russia that much myself. They got the Cossack mounted unit, only Russia. Okay, so it has a combat bonus when it's fighting units that are already damaged. Something important to keep in mind. Let's go back. What else do we have? The Krepost. 15 experience for all units, culture and cost of acquiring hotels. Okay, sorry about that. Let's replace the barracks so we can build this rather early. Yeah, it kind of does the same as the normal barracks, other than it decreases the culture and gold cost for new tiles. Okay, so turn 1, or actually turn 0. The starting location. I generally prefer to start on a hill next to a river if possible. Next to a river is because it allows you to build certain buildings that you otherwise cannot, and being on a hill not only gives your first city a defensive bonus, but it will also give you some extra production. And especially like we do most of the time, play on a slower difficulty, but not difficulty, a slower game setting. You really want to get that extra production in. I'm just gonna send the first unit out, and I might as well. I don't really like the thunder over here, but you know, I'm just gonna move it across the river. since he'll still be connected to the river, but the initial culture or borders are more on plains. Seems that the turns are taking a bit longer since I'm recording, but what you gonna do about it? Alright, so let's just settle this. I got a barbarian camp here already. Okay, so one of the things I'm gonna be talking a bit more about is the movement of units. Now, I could move my unit straight to this hill, but you know that when crossing rivers pretty much takes up all your movement points, but you can still move to the side and then cross it in your second turn. Well, not your second turn, but your second movement, which is a thing that not only goes for rivers but also for mountains. You basically want to end your movement on a mountain and then get off it the next turn, so the movement penalty of the hill doesn't really apply. Just gonna fire some crap at him. Production. Let me just turn on the strategic fill real quick. Got marble for masonry, mining, more masonry, cattle. Alright. I'm just gonna start with a monument, which increases your border expansion rate and also allows you to get your first social policy a bit quicker. Can't go wrong with monument first, really. So for research, I tend to kind of look around what's in the general area. Well, as you see, there's a bunch of mining and masonry around, as well as some cows. So, seeing as we want mining and masonry anyway, we could try to go for a pyramid rush. So let's have a go at that. I'm gonna end this turn. I can kick some barbarian ass meanwhile. Okay, so here's another movement thing. I don't want to end up here and then start attacking him, because you know, you get a debuff to your combat bonus when you're attacking over a river. Just gonna move him here and then cross the river and then hit him. Not only do I not get the river debuff, but should this raging barbarian camp plans on spawning another unit right next to it and instantly attack me in the same turn, I am in the forest, so I'm at least a bit better protected. Now, I was about to click here, but the thing you always want to do is fire with your ranged unit first. In this case it's a city, but it doesn't really matter, because units lose strength, they do less damage the lower health they are. And since a melee unit is gonna fight straight at it, or however you call it, it's not a ranged unit, so it will take damage. So the less damage the better. I'm just firing with the city first. I mean, every single point can help. There's one bugger left. Next turn. Now, you might want to instantly click this lovely flashing button and take him out. However, he is at such low health that you just want to use your unit to get that extra experience from it. So if you can beat a unit with a unit of your own, just go for it, unless of course you don't want to place your unit into that tile, but we'll get more on that later. Just gonna explore a bit. I like to take drill 1 for a rough terrain bonus. Since I'm 9 out of 10 times I just try to move my units into rough terrain anyway, for what I previously said about spawning and whatnot. It's also a good idea to always just move one square by one. You're not losing anything by it, and yeah, it gives you, for example, had I put like this way, then I would be farther away from the ancient ruins. Not that it would matter, because next turn I still could have walked there, but you know, certain stuff that I talk about applies in multiple situations than just the ones that are currently being displayed. Got an extra citizen. This is something to keep an eye on, because I personally prefer to build a settler right after a new citizen has been born. This is because the settler stops your current citizen growth. So right now it takes me 4 turns to complete the monument and 6 turns to get a new citizen. I'm just gonna keep this one going over the plains. The more exploration the better, especially on a bit higher difficulty. The AI is gonna start with a fuckloads of units, so any ancient ruins you can grab before the massive army of scouts can, it's a bonus. More runes. Mining. Not the best kind of runes, but yeah, what you gonna do. Also, when you get notifications, like I did now with the barbarian camps, even though I'm not really interested in them at this point, I always just tend to click them so that I can just keep it in the back of my mind where they are. I mean, you can always just find them, but it saves you a bit of time of looking around and stuff like that. Now in this case, since I could move here and then cross the river the next turn, but I'm just gonna move up this hill because it increases your line of sight, and I'll still be able to get to the ruins the next turn. And that's kinda how you want to apply these little rules to your movement constantly. I mean, it all adds up eventually. Our monument is done, which means our culture grows. Now I'm just gonna go for a worker, because I don't intend to do that much exploring, for the reason that I previously explained. The AI has so many units that it's not really worthwhile to go far away yet. Mainly what I do is, with my first unit, I kinda move around in a circle and just keep it a bit larger and larger every time I go around, but still keep it close enough so as soon as my work is done, I'm at least in the vicinity to help them out should there be some barbarians crashing the party. Now I did get a bit farther out of my way, but that was because of ruins, so I'd say that's a good reason. I just got some happiness and wonder. Works. If you were going for like specific science focus, this is something you want to keep in mind.
I have some information that may be of use.
Why is this on? I think I must have reset it to default or something. Dun dun dun, got a city state, yo, hello. Instead of just moving on that hill, I just moved to the second hill, because it gives one row extra view. And we got some Arabian warriors attacking that camp. Now there's pretty much two ways you can go about barbarians. You can instantly go straight after them, because if you're like constantly clearing camps, then it does add up. And I'm not saying that you should leave the camps alone at all, but in this case I am just gonna ignore it, because it's near a city-state and there's also other civilization units nearby. So I'm not too worried he's gonna be fucking up my work that soon. So I'm just gonna move back here. Fine. Now when you accept an embassy, it basically tells the AI where your location is, or where your capital is, I mean. So what you want to do is go to the diplomacy menu and hover over this one. You can see we have no contested borders and that they have an embassy. There's multiple, well, colors of green, I would say. Like this is a bit dark green, you have bright green. This is how it has influence on your relation with the other AI. So in this case it has a bit of positive influence. I mainly wanted to check it whether or not they covered lands that I currently own, because pretty much whenever they do, you're more likely to go to war sooner than later, and that kind of decides on what science you should research or whether or not you should build walls first and whatnot. But they seem to be rather peaceful this time around. Move this guy over here. If the city doesn't take him out, I'll take him out. Which will... he's dead anyway. Adopt policy. Let's see. What do we want to go for this time around? Well, since we're all playing on raging barbarians, I guess you can't really go wrong with it. It gives you a combat bonus against barbarians. It also gives you culture. Sorry, must have ate too much cheese. It also, and that's what I like the most about it, is that it notifies you when new encampments spawn in. Now as soon as new encampments spawn in, you have a couple of turns before they actually start spawning units and start heading for your borders. So I try to get as much information before it's too late, pretty much. I really gotta turn this shit off. Okay, it's found. Give me a sec. Where is that stuff located anyway? No, that's not it. No advice. There we go. Damn, headset keeps sliding off my head. Now I could just cross the river, but you know, hill nearby, and it's gonna cost one move anyway, so I just take the extra visibility. Now, noticing that this barbarian is at just a bit above half health, the next turn the city-state's gonna fire on him, but it's not gonna kill him. So if I move my unit now, like so, I'll be able to attack him the next turn, and I might kill him. And that gives you bonus towards your diplomatic relation with the city-state, which can be a decent buff. This is a mercantile, which gives you extra happiness. It's not that important that early on, since well, you know, when you're like building settlers pretty fast, as I plan to. I mean, anything extra is all good. I might not be able to kill them in one. Motherfuckers. I don't think they're gonna survive another hit, but if they do, they do. I'm not too familiar with them running away after attack. That's not something that happens that often. Could be that I'm currently playing on any mods, but I don't think so. Let me just check just in case. No, it's still the same. don't even know why I bothered going after him, because I knew he was gonna die anyway.
How happy.
Oh yeah. Not the best start, because you don't really want to spend too much time, you know, like digging around. You kind of want to explore your first area and always make sure you can get back in time, because like I said, here's the barbarian workers coming out in 5 turns, and I'm not that high on health, so I'm just gonna head back, but still kind of go in a circle so I can explore at least a bit more. We got masonry and we were going for a pyramids rush. So then next I want to have some animals. And let's just go with animal husbandry. Just cause. Oh, that reminds me. I should so host a beta event again. Gonna whittle this guy down a bit. Normally I wanna save as much HP of the barbarian so I can gain experience from hitting them. But in this case, I just want to pre-damage them a bit since my warriors aren't at full health. I'm just gonna roll a cigarette meanwhile. Raging barbarians. Now you can always use this. Oh wait, I can't show it. If I mouse over there, you can always use this indicator. And I do mean indicator because it's not always, well, it's pretty accurate, but it's only a estimation. You can see approximately, and but in this case, pretty much if it shows that it's gonna kill him, then you better believe it. It's more like when it's a stalemate and you're both kind of blinking, then the outcome can be a bit surprising and sometimes negatively, but it's pretty reliable. Okay, so we may adopt our second policy. Since I'm a fan of rapid expansion, I'm just gonna adopt this one. It will also instantly give me an extra culture, which you know, is good for getting more social policies. Although, if you really want to go for cultural victory, you do not want to go liberty. I'm just gonna put this guy in defense, fortify I think it's called. Now, this was something that I talked to you earlier about, is that in single player, when you go into defensive, why do I keep saying defensive? I mean fortify. As soon as you hit the end turn, it will go into fortify and heal up. However, if you're playing a multiplayer game, then your turn kind of comes after the barbarian's turn. So in that case, I would have just gone to here, because it would probably fuck me up if I didn't get the heal from it. Just gonna sit here for a bit. My work is all done. I'm just gonna have him started on the quarry. Now, I do want to get started on those pyramids as soon as possible. Let's do that. On the front.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when
This is the quarry adds production, and it also connects this trade resources to your empire. I mainly want to focus on only building production stuff. I rather have a hill. I might end up buying this one just to get a extra production up as soon as possible. Also, since I started building the pyramids, I want to go to citizen management and turn this into production. Now, I'm not sure if I want to go that far for stagnation, so you can always try and customly assign your citizens. So, for example, we take out 2 food and we give them 1 food and... oh wait, okay, I miscalculated that. Let's put it back, right, it's already at stagnation. So, we can take this one out and put it to this one. So at least it keeps building citizen while we build the pyramid, but still tries to focus as much production as we can. Right, I was saying I want to connect this resources as soon as possible because it adds 4 happiness. Happiness is used to counter unhappiness. Duh. But the higher happiness you have, the more this golden age ticker is going up. Pretty much whatever excess happiness you have goes into your count for the golden age. Just gonna shoot him. I'm just gonna check if I can kill him this turn. I probably can. Just gonna take that guy out. And the reason why I also attacked him is because I moved from one forest to another forest. Now this guy would still be able to attack me and I would not be in defense mode, but you know, you don't want to waste too much time just sitting around. Your army's got to move. What are we gonna want to go for next? Check copper, wine, calendar. And this is a good spot where I want to sell my next city because it has access to free luxury resources. Well, I already got enough copper, but you know, it's still a pretty fine place. I'm gonna sell it right here on this hill. It's also because it has marches here, which gives a debuff to enemies standing in it. Now it also gives obviously a debuff to your own unit standing in it, but since early in the game you're pretty much only gonna have a unit in your city anyway when you're protecting. You know, I'd rather have them standing in the marsh, whatever. Okay, I was picking a... I'm gonna go for the wheel, because I kinda want those archers in it. We can do some barbarian hunting, even though I'm only gonna build them after the pyramids though. French scouts here is getting attacked. It's all good with me. Doesn't really matter who I attack right now, I'm just gonna attack him since he's the closest to my warrior. I can take him out in one turn as well, and the barbarian can't hit me next turn, so I'm still good should I need some healing. That's kinda how you wanna check on every move you're making. Just gonna turn... it's loading. Just gonna turn this off. Because you know, the game is pretty and all that. I'm just gonna fall back and heal up. Because you know, even though you can go in fortification here and have them attack you, you kind of want to be in your own borders because it heals you much faster. Plus you're in forest. Now, even though it says it's not killing him, cities have a larger chance of killing them, even though it says it will not. But you know, like I said, approximately, and we'll just try it out. And he's not dead, so that gives us some extra experience. It's worth noting that a bit of an animation bug here sometimes happens. Just gonna wait a bit. Anyway, well, sometimes when you hit with your city, Well, not sometimes, always. If you kill it, you still get the culture bonus, but you miss out on the unit experience, which is something you're gonna want early on. Well, pretty much throughout the game. Now, I do plan to get an archer soon, so instead of going for an extra rough terrain, I'm gonna go for a medic, because you wanna have your archer behind this guy, and if he's wounded, you can just heal him up while he's fortified. I'm gonna move him back and heal up, see if we can do some more scouting.
The haft of the arrow had been feathered with one of the eagle's own plumes. We often give our enemies the means.
Now, normally I would go for a scout first, but since we're gonna try and go for those pyramids, I just that's the thing, you know. You gotta make choices and you gotta stick to it. Going for the pyramids means you're delaying your exploration, your possibility to find ancient ruins, or, you know, barbarian hunting. If I were to play, let's say, the Aztecs, which I really like, even though they're not like the most powerful civilization in my opinion, I like to play them combined with the honor bonus, because they give them extra culture. And the Jaguar units they get, it's a replacement for the warriors. They also heal if they defeat an enemy, so you can basically just rampage throughout the land non-stop, which is pretty awesome. Like I said, I'm just gonna heal this guy up. This guy's under attack from barbarians from that camp. Oh, it was a happiness. So I'm not, you know, happiness, it's always good, but was it like culture, then I probably would have been more active actually killing barbarians, but I don't really care that much about happiness at this point. I do want to crank out that settler, possibly even while I'm building the pyramids, and this will allow me to do so. I also like it because it gives 50% speed to the training, which, you know, it's always a good thing when you're building settlers. Let me just grab a drink for a moment. Anyway, to get the settler you need this one first, which is decent for a starting city. I mean, one production doesn't really seem that much, but you know, if you only have 2 production in your starting city, then one more kinda makes a big deal. And 5% production in cities when constructing buildings, which you will always be doing, so yeah. Gonna let this guy heal up. Now the quarry's done. I'm just checking on the production bonus. Still max, we got access to horses, which give nice production. So I'm just gonna go with that. One other thing, you know how you want to focus on production. I am currently gonna set it to food focus, because you saw that the citizen had 7 turns left. Now if I can crank out that citizen more quickly, then I can get to work on another tile. And since we got quite some production still available to be worked, I kinda want that extra. Wait, did I just change it or change it? Ah, it's because I got them locked. Duh. Reset. 1 turn. Production bonus. No, I was going for food bonus. Stop fucking around. Yeah. So it gives me 1 extra food, but you will see that instead of 7 turns, it's now 4 turns. Pyramids is taking a bit longer, but like I said, once I got the citizen, I'll put it back to production, and it will speed up the pyramids. And it's kinda, there isn't really a formula for this or anything. I just, you know, kinda do it approximately, because if I put it to production, it's still a X amount of turns, and I believe that if I crank out this settler, this citizen first, it will end up making the pyramid sooner. Really is no way to get that in this turn. I'm just gonna put it next one. Also, you don't want to, for example, when I was standing here, I could have selected like this, so it goes into automation. Now in single player, and this is something you should also take note of, in single player it doesn't matter, because right now it's on automation, and if I go the next turn and then click next turn again, the game kinda goes like, hey, hold up, you got an extra move to spend, because you know he has like 2 moves. Like, it automatically shows up like a unit needs orders, because you only expended 1 move. In multiplayer, however, if you put automation on, it will not notify you that it has the possibility to do something until the turn after. So that is something you wanna keep in mind. I'm just gonna go for the horses ASAP, because we're Russia and the horses provide extra production. Now it already provides extra, but you know, the more the better. No, I kinda fucked it up, because, well, I'm not really fucked it up, but usually when, for example, my warriors, I didn't really quite see it because I was busy talking about this shit. I didn't really see the HP on these guys, but normally I do not want to, like, let's say they are at 90 health, for example, and they heal 20 per turn. I don't want to get, I don't want to have those 10 health points wasted, so I just move them out at 90 or whatever is lower, minus 20. And we've explored quite a bit up here, so I'm just gonna move in a small circle around here. So there's no point going up the hill here, since we've already explored that. So we're just gonna wanna go there ASAP. You know, that's pretty funny. We seek peace with all, with the freaking burning city and whatever the hell that is. Yeah, whatever. I do notice it's sometimes... that's pretty decent. I was just thinking that it could be the recording that's fucking up, but it's okay. Now, you want to, like I said earlier, you want to take all information you can possibly get. I noticed there's a another civilization here, the French. But you also see that this archer is damaged. Now, there hasn't been any wars declared, so you know it's by a barbarian. The only camp we see is that barbarian camp, which is currently fucking up the city-state. So we can kind of suspect that there's a barbarian camp around here. Now, I do tend to leave barbarian camps alone at first, until one of the, for example, oh, this one already gave it, I must have missed that message. But yeah, this is what I meant. You kind of want to wait, especially if a camp is next to a city-state, before they give the quest. Because when you destroy it, you will be friends, which gives you extra happiness, in this case. And you know that, like I said, I just left the camp there, since it's not gonna bother me anyway. I'm just gonna... not gonna take it out yet. It's unlikely some other guys go out and kill it. No. Songhai, this guy's declared war on them. And the fact that we see archers here, 2 of them. Like normally when you see a scout of them, it could be that they're all the way on the other side of the map. But when you see foot units, or well, scouts a foot unit as well, but archers or like regular units, then it's likely that they are somewhere nearby. I'm just gonna scout ahead a bit. Also, if I were to go actively after runes, you would want to go more this way, since you know you kind of know that the archers or the other civilization is around here, so probably all the ancient ruins around here in this area are already absorbed by these greedy bastards. Another city state. Targets another camp. That's probably gonna be this one. Sometimes you still want to click it anyway, because sometimes there's a camp right next to it and you get a message, oh they targeted it, and it's some camp all the way up here or something. Pretty retarded, but yeah. Now whenever you're fighting archers, whether it be barbarian or from another civilization, and you got a warrior, you just wanna go straight at him. There's no point in waiting around or going away. It doesn't really affect that much. Now, because I'm talking so much, I'm kinda losing focus of my game here, but I was supposed to turn this back up to production a couple turns ago, I guess. Yeah, I guess it was last turn. Not too bad. Research the wheel. We're going for calendar cause I saw the other ones over there. And the reason why I researched archery already is because I want to buy one. Just because because it allows me to explore a bit farther ahead with my warrior and still keep an eye on my worker. As I also said in earlier games, you kind of want to keep those barbarians out of your territory. Not only can they, pillage your improvements, which is just plain annoying, but they don't even have to be pillaging stuff to cripple your economy. Now, cripple might be a bit exaggerating, but what I'm saying is that even if these barbarians are just standing in your territory, it means that your citizen cannot work that tile. So, the barbarians get the fuck out of our borders, right? Let's find some. I'm not gonna bother with sending units or whatever. It's not worth it. Now, I could go for this one, but I'd rather. Well, in the next turn, this city state's gonna fire on him. So if I hit him now, I will not kill him, and the next turn, the city state will kill him. If I go for this one, I will do damage, so I'll take less damage. And then the next turn I can take out these guys, which will also give me credit with the city state. Now they have an archer, so they could possibly kill it in one round, but for some reason sometimes the archers don't even shoot, so we'll see what happens. I am gonna take this opportunity to scout a bit more with my archer, and I'm gonna keep him really close to my workers. Well, they're gonna shoot, but they're not gonna kill him. Which means after I take some arrows to the face, I can take them out. Yeah, stop being annoying, camera. And because they are standing right next to their border, it will give me that little, I don't know how you call it, diplomacy for killing him. If I kill this guy, it's not gonna count. It's only if it's like right next to their borders, or obviously in their borders. So it's also something you should keep in mind. And this guy is done, that's, yep, which gives me extra production. They're already nicely ahead. Now after I complete the pyramids, the improvements are going to be improved for 25%. The improvement rate at which it is built. Sometimes now it's only 8 turns, but if you plan on building somewhere anyway, it's a good idea to cut down forest. because it creates production which goes towards your wonder building, and you want to get that wonder out as fast as possible. But in this case, the horses had a higher priority because they give more production, especially now that I'm playing Russia. Found some more archers over there. Which are apparently getting fired upon by some mystery. The mystery guest. Okay. So, a warrior and an archer. Now I don't want to get punched in the face by this warrior, which I still have a chance to. But I'm gonna move out of the range of those archers and fire upon the warriors. That way, if I would like instantly fire, then the next round the archers would fire on me straight away. And for some reason, the AI doesn't really move one and then fires. So yeah, just a couple of small things. Now I'm kind of running low on health here, but there's no point in moving away or going into health before you take out these archers, because they're just gonna keep on firing upon you. So you just want to take them out as soon as you can and go into defensive mode after that. I haven't played on standard speed for a while, so I kind of forgot how fast this actually was. So I'm just gonna chop down a forest, or you can just click build a farm, it will do the same thing, which provides some production. Now they demand gems. Well, they can demand all they want. I don't think we have any gems. No, it's not something, I mean, I'm saying a bit laughable, but it is something you want to keep an eye on, because I'm not sure for how long this stays, but yeah, well, 9 out of 10 times they just ask for something that isn't even anywhere to be found on your map. Now the city-state does have it, which if we become allies, then we would get their luxury resources for as long as we are allies. I'm not 100% sure if you're friends. No, I don't think so. Well, same thing. First damage it a bit. Now if I move into the forest, I cannot attack, so I'm just gonna move here and fire through the forest. Well, diagonally. Because even though it doesn't really matter as for distance, sometimes the AI for some reason does not attack you if you're more than one tile away. I don't know why that is. And I'm just gonna go grab the ancient runes, since I gotta heal up anyway. Map, not that great. I would rather have some culture or some of the other stuff. Now I do want to keep an eye on this, because sometimes other civilizations are coming here as well, and they kind of take out your barbarian camp, which kind of nullifies the bonus that you're able to get here. I'm just gonna take this guy out with extra experience instead of taking him out with my city. And now I could go ahead and kill this guy, but then I would be standing right next to this guy and it would fuck me up the next round. If you are standing next to a barbarian with full health, like you're coming across there, they don't generally start attacking you until you hit them. But if you are low on health, they will go into a bloodthirsty frenzy and try to kill you. So right now this guy is kind of blocking him, so if he wants to attack me he has to go through to this square first. So I'm just gonna go heal up. Because I cannot really die, especially if I'm in defensive mode, standing on a hill and he's attacking me, he will die. So let's see if he's a fan of kamikaze. Just go to the next turn. Now it doesn't really matter whether you accept that or not. Basically you can go into the diplomacy menu once you have writing later and pay the same amount to get theirs. I just usually accept them since you're getting a bit of money, which could be just a tiny bit you need to buy a unit when your worker is close to barbarian or for whatever reason. Not only that, it will also kinda shape the... Well, I've noticed that if you just come across a unit that they don't really have a opinion, and as soon as they have a embassy they'll know where your capital is, and they'll, you know, like we had earlier with Arabia, I think, where it showed we had no contested borders. It doesn't say anything per se, but it is a slight indication that they will not likely attack us right off the bat. And this one's getting a bit fucked up by Songhai, I guess. Now I could go over here with my archer, try and help out my warrior. That's kinda a waste of time because I have to go through forest, to a hill. I could go around and get blocked by this Frenchman. So I'm not even gonna bother. That warrior can help itself just fine. Now, normally having a different civilization at your borders could be an indication that they are about to attack you. Although the fact that they have a city nearby and it's only one archer does not make it likely. Okay, so we completed the pyramids, which gives us 2 additional workers as well, which is pretty awesome for well, improving tiles mostly. And since we have a decent amount of workers for just one city, and we have 4 workers, 4 citizens, we kinda want to focus on growth now, because the speed of our tile improvement will exceed our citizen growth. And as you can see, they are currently working tiles that aren't even improved yet. So let's put this to, as you can see here on the left, kinda wanna have a look at those numbers. It goes from 33 to 11, which is kind of a big thing. We had cattle. What were we focusing on? We could build some. Yeah, well, most of you know already that, like, next to a river, you get a additional gold. If you're on grassland, you get extra food. So right now I want to focus on citizen growth. So I want to build my first farms right here. Not only does it give me extra food, but I also get additional gold. This tile is of less importance for now. I also have a luxury resource, the copper here, which I want to work, especially because it's on a hill, which gives additional production. And since I'm going to be building farms here, as well as make a camp here, or a pasture I think it's called, camps over deers, you kind of want to, you know, get the best tiles in your borders as soon as possible and worry about the lesser important ones afterwards. I'm just gonna go at one over here, one over there. And I do remember seeing a barbarian over there. I'm the first to meet them. It's not gonna kill them, so I'm just gonna move up and wait. So there's a chance that he fires at him, then I can fire at him next and kill him. It doesn't matter for the experience, but it does matter for the culture bonus. So every tiny bonus you can get, squeeze it out of it. Now the watermill is pretty good, especially for starting out your city. Not only does it provide an additional 2 food, but it also gives production. The granary does the same thing, except it does not give the production. However, should you have a lot of deer, wheat, well, kind of what that little window says, you want to get a granary sooner if you have one of those types nearby. And sometimes you want to build a granary anyway, even if you don't have anything around it, but that's pretty much only if you build like a city more far away, which is slightly isolated and takes a while for your workers to arrive, or you're just not really focusing on it and it has like very few tile improvements, then you could possibly build a granary to speed up the citizen growth. Although in our first city there are other buildings that have a higher priority. Not to mention it also costs maintenance. So we'll go for the watermill. And I might want to get another. Let's see, I'm just gonna take care of this guy. This guy already moved. Also a mercantile. Now this kinda sucks because I wanted to clear the camp, but the next turn they are gonna clear it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kill him anyway to get the culture, and even though it's not likely, there is a chance they will not move into the camp, or hopefully that barbarian moves into the camp. Now that may sound dumb, because you want to clear the camp, so why would you want barbarians moving into it? Well, like I said earlier, if you clear the camp as a quest for them, it will give you a nice bonus. But we'll see what happens. I wanted this guy to go for the cow first, for the extra production, because it has a lot of food, it's next to a river, which gives you extra gold, and yada yada yada. Now, about healing. Healing in your own territory is obviously faster. However, you should kinda, well, you don't necessarily have to count and calculate all the time, but you kinda wanna generate some sort of feel of whether it's worth going back and healing up here, or just staying there and healing up here. Now in this case it is worth it, because it only takes me 1 turn to move there, and I'm pretty low on health. So I'll need a couple of turns to heal up. But keep in mind that especially in rough terrain, if you're only like a slight bit farther away, 9 out of 10 times it's just better to heal at the spot. Because even though you heal a lot faster, you still gotta account for all the moves to get there and get back here. Because even now that I'm going back, I'm losing 2 turns, which is 20 HP as well. Because you get, 10 HP per turn outside of your territory. You didn't need move into the camp. Yeah, barbarians tend to move into their camp as soon as possible. I wasn't sure which had the first turn. I think the city-state at the first turn, yeah, because he was firing on those. But for some reason that warrior didn't bother to clear the camp. So I'm just gonna stay here in the forest and take out those archers. Whenever you're fighting archer on archer, you always want to get the first drop on them. Since you're basically on equal footing here, there's really no other way than just duke it out and make sure you get the first hit. It means he'll also be the first to die. Unless, you know, this guy can start shit, but you know, he has to attack over a river into the forest up on a hill, so it will give me a enough defense bonus to not get fucked up so badly. And the AI isn't really all that dumb, because he knows that he has to attack over a river, but still, you know, melee spearman against an archer, he might go for it or he might not go for it. Now we do have 7 happiness and we have lots of luxury resources available, so I want to pump out a bunch of settlers as soon as I can. Now I'm gonna get this policy, which increases the production by 50%, and you can also see that the citizen costs 9 turns and this one 12 turns. So as soon as I have 5 citizens and my watermill is done, I'm gonna start straight on another settler. You know, since it stops citizen growth, and well, I already explained that before. Now I don't really want to move my settler to this location because magically in this game, well, now there is a barbarian camp, but even if there wasn't one here, for some reason when you start moving settlers unprotected, it's always gonna spawn a camp nearby or whatever. You really do not want to go out with your workers or settlers without some protection. Now since you can fuel quite a bit here, I'm just gonna take the risk, and yes, I call it a risk because if I moved here then there's still a chance that there was a barbarian under this fog of war and he could have grabbed it, but it's not very likely, so I just went for it. Although I'm not gonna really go any farther than that though. Just gotta wait for my warrior or either my archer. I don't know, let's see what happens. Now I do gonna pick my archer for it, because, well, you can clear a camp with an archer. You cannot do it in the same turn. They cannot fire and then move. A warrior, however, can kill a unit and move into the square at the same turn. So you can kind of time it when to attack to, you know, kind of steal the quest from it. I'm just gonna ignore the archer, let my warrior heal up, and then head back there. I can still keep an eye on it because it will still be in my slightly fog of war thingy. I'm just gonna wait. Now, since he has to wait anyway, I'm just gonna put him a bit more back. You know, you never know when some fucker shows up. 9 out of 10 times warriors are being taken or settlers are being taken, and no one else to blame but your own. Because if you take good care of them, there really should be no way. Well, I mean, of course you can get in a sticky situation where like there's mountains and you can't really run anywhere, but I'm not gonna go into exceptional situations here. And this guy's done with the farm. How are we doing on foods? It's pretty fast. Got, let's see, 5 citizen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 4 right now. The city itself doesn't require a citizen, and it's always worked. You can click it to have the governor reassign the workforce, but basically all that does is the same as clicking these buttons, because you see some citizens swapping around. Default focus is it's kind of like a dynamic setup. Most of the time you can just leave it on this. Basically what it does is that let's say you are losing money and you have money, gold tiles in your territory which aren't currently working, then automatically your citizens get assigned to it. Boy, I'm having the burps here, sorry. Da, 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 da. I'm just gonna go for another farm because I still have plenty of tiles to work and not enough citizens. Also, I do not want to go purely on food because we were planning on building a settler after this. So when a settler is being built, your city does not generate any food. Well, it does generate, but it's not being applied to the timer. It kind of goes into stagnation. So I want this guy to build a farm. There we go. Drop it.
So teach us to number our days. So
Oh, I didn't even notice they took that city. Well, I think Shanghai was, yeah, they have no problems with us. Although that could rapidly change if we start to sell there. But instead of being a pussy, I'm just gonna tell him that he should not sell. Yes. So he accepted the fact that I told him to get the fuck away from me. Even though I have no armies to back up my statements, but you know, sometimes bluffing can work out in your favor. So this actually does mean something. It's not just you know, funny conversation. It kinda, well, it's not like signing something, but they did agree to not settle, and which also means they will not settle near you. So their next cities are gonna be away from you. So, let's turn on my. We got bananas, a hill. Yeah, it's actually a very nice spot. It has access to water, it's on a hill, it has luxury resources, 3 of them even, and bananas, which gives your granary more of a purpose, which combined with your watermill, which you can build because of the river, will give you some nice early growth in your second city. Yeah, next resource. Now we are running a bit low on, well, not really running low, but I do want to get some more science in. I also want to see if where that unit is located. Fast way, we just to check it out here. Russia. Go sacred places. Cavalry. Okay. So it should be. I often get confused with cavalry and chivalry and all that stuff. Here is military science. Now what you can do, of course, since we're not currently researching, you can just click it for the purpose of checking which are the requirements for that that certain unit, because that's something we want to work on, although we do not want to go straight from here, because most of the science, which gives you extra science boost, is located here along with all the water stuff that I'm not gonna do anything with, since we're playing on Pangea, and personally I'm not a fan of naval combat anyway, so we'll just stick to the science. Now I'm gonna start with writing, and I also want to get this one. which requires philosophy and drama and poetry. So I could just go there because that's my plan, but since sometimes you gotta change around stuff. For example, if I run low into money, I might want to change and go back to here. So I'm not even gonna bother selecting it all the way there. Here, work is done. Now we wanted to get some more production. Now I am not sure. I think if I go for this one, it will only add gold. Wait, no, it doesn't. It adds more production. I'm gonna leave that to default because it was pretty nicely synced up. My warriors are almost healed, and as I said, I don't want to have them sitting around healing 8 HP when they could get 20. So I'm just gonna try and see if I still have a shot at that camp while getting my settlers to the new place. Or you wanna move your units first, then the settler? Oh. Well, this is a surprise. As he also mentioned, although Faye, whatever it's called, he kind of pretended to be all friendly and shit, and then stabbed me in the back. Oh, I'll bring it, motherfuckers. As long as you don't steal my settler, that's all good with me. And this changes things a bit. I want to get my settler over there as soon as possible. I'm just gonna put that one on top of this guy and put him onto alert for the defensive bonus because he's gonna take a hit anyway. And I'm just gonna check out this camp quickly before I'm gonna have them head back over here. Also, let me check my money. I'm gonna buy another archer. And after this, instead of a settler, I'm gonna go for the walls. Cause immortal being warred by 2 neighboring nations, it's not all that fun. Or really, it's not the time to worry about expansion. No, oh crap. I kinda wanted to move this worker since he was in the range, but I fucked that one up. And the camp's cleared. Even though it's not showing yet because he's still fighting, but there he goes. Now I could go and kill him, grab the culture, and yeah, why not? That'll give us a nice bit of exploration. Not really that it's large, but it does tell us something. One, that we're on an island, so as far as we can see snow here and ice, which means we're pretty much on the far south end. As far as we can tell the land, we can see a barbarian camp here, so we can kind of assume that the land extends a bit that way. We can see some ocean over here, so it all has let me turn these resources off in a minute. Let me just place my settler first. Settler placement, yeah, I already decided on the hill, but what you want to do is basically turn on your options if you don't have them on by default, which I played with for a long time. As you can see here, we also have the wonder. Now if you found a city, you can well, the borders expand up to 3, so you kind of want to keep that in mind. Preferably I like to keep 6 squares between my cities so that my borders connect, and this allowing other unit movement in between. But since this is such a really nice place, and well, they're not really viable options nearby, just gonna go for a bit up ahead. Now I might end up building a city here after or take it over, maybe raise it, place it a bit in the middle so the borders all add up nicely. But that's more on that later. Now first I want to get these guys here. A unit needs orders. Now do I want to keep him working? Yeah, I can do that. Take some shots at this guy. You know, experience. It's worth noting, I know you know, but maybe some other guy watches this video as well. Barbarians only give you experience up to level 2, so that's 2 promotions. Which, I said up to level 2, but you start out as level 1, so it's level 3. But other units, whether you get hit or whether you hit them, they all give experience. So you kind of always want to be, when it's safe, you just want to take shots and receive shots just for the experience. Now this guy is spazzing out because he sees an enemy, but there's no way he can reach this guy, so I'm just gonna tell him to shut the fuck up and get back to work. Now there is a archer here which you could fire, but barbarians never fire. They just want to try and capture it, so next turn he's either gonna move here or here, and then I'll have to move my workers, but that's something for next turn. What you know, and along needs my help because they cleared the camp themselves, which means this warrior can go back. Moscow can fire upon an enemy. Well, same thing as I said before, one whittle on down first. Not that it matters in this case since it's ranged, but you know, force of habits, better to keep it away than Now I am gonna do something uncommon here. Well, uncommon, I don't know how uncommon it is, but I'll get to that in a bit. Also, you sometimes see these notifications when you select the settler. You can turn them off or keep them on, whatever. It's kinda useless because basically what it does is it shows you locations which has access to either high production or luxury resources, but as I said, you kinda wanna calculate the own positions and, you know, kinda be your own judge of where you wanna place it. Although sometimes you might see, like, for example, this one could be showing up here. Then it's worthwhile to hover over it and check, because it might say, like it says in here, this location provides good access to luxury resources. Would that be like here, for example? Then it's another indication that there is another luxury resources here, which might be worth checking out. I'm just gonna found this city. City of rock and roll. Dun, dun, dun. This guy has completed the farm. I'm just gonna move him there and remove the forest. Choose production. What do we gonna go with? Let's just go for a chariot archer. Even though, you know, the terrain isn't really that awesome, we're just defending anyway, and I think the chariot archer, chariot, whatever, is stronger than the regular archer. Range strength of 7 and a range strength of 10. Since we're gonna be kinda in a defensive position here. Yeah, I was saying about doing something odd. Now, this barbarian archer is gonna likely, well, I would say I'm 99% sure that next turn he's gonna move in here. So what I could do is, you know, move this guy around, but since I don't have any other improvements to work right now, well, I do have improvements over there, but I'm not really gonna move the workers before before my warrior gets back. I'm gonna leave this guy here. He constructs a farm in one turn. So even though he gets captured the next turn, or well, it's actually this turn, but it doesn't matter because the next turn I can kill him with my city and move my archer over him. So I recapture him in the same turn. Although, on second opinion, I also kinda so this guy is starting to move closer as well, so I might want to use my archer to pour some damage on that guy. So yeah, in this case, and especially since this worker is next turn done as well, I'm just gonna use this guy to complete that farm. So, oh fuck, I already clicked it. God damn it! Well, I was gonna say I was gonna move him to the city and then as soon as my worker get here, move him back up. But yeah, I already clicked it, so too bad. I'm just gonna move this guy out so we can fire on the camp, or even that guy if he moves into here. And now that warrior backs off. And that guy, oh, he just stood there. Alright, he wants to pillage my shit. Nice. God damn it. Some more barbarians. Yeah, I'm just gonna shit on him. Take him out with this guy. Then move this guy across the river. You know, you wanna get that shit repaired ASAP. You get lucky and take this guy out. Nope, missed. Bit left. Now, I do prefer building a lumber mill, but since we don't have the technology yet, and you wanna get your capital to a high population soon, so I'm just gonna build farms. You can always just build trade posts later around it. Now this guy is done. It's also why I moved this guy over here, so he can finish the farm. Now I could have just if I were to move this guy to this position, he would expend it this turn. Now I can complete it in this turn, which saves me exactly one turn. So I got a new citizen, Moscow. We wanted to go for wall. So, being at war, everyone advised me, well, guess that was the plan after all. Huh? Now this, fuck, I wanted to move these guys. Really gotta check more. Yeah, that's what I expected. Good dance. So, we're gonna try and get these guys back, and you know, since the warrior is the only one who can take him over, I want him to save as last. I want this guy to, even though I can fire from here, I want him to move to the city, because as soon as you are next to a person, it's let's say they want to head back to their camp, which 9 out of 10 times they go straight back to the camp as soon as they steal a worker. They have to expend, well, they can only move one square at a time, which gives me, you know, time to kill him with my city and archers and yada yada yada. Now, even though I'm attacking over here, I just want to damage this guy as much as I can. Fortunately, it does not kill him, but because we moved our archer there, he's not gonna get away. Not having anything else to shoot on, just gonna take that one out. This guy's done. Put you to improvement, repair, and you're gonna make your way to the other city, since there is little to improve here. And whatever improvements are left here, this guy's already across the river, so next turn. Now, it doesn't matter whether he goes this way or this way, I just hope he doesn't go that way, because I would be able to kill him. But, oh wait, no, this is low, so I would have gotten him anyway. It's all good and hood. decided to spawn some. I'm just gonna pull that back. Fire. Meanwhile, off camera, I captured my worker. And we have new research available. Now, we already have calendar for this. We were planning to go for theology. The reason why I want to go for theology is because it unlocks the wait, no, I was talking about education. Actually, I was talking about theology earlier, but I plan to get to education. So, as you can see, it requires a lot. The reason why I want to go to education first, kind of go more of a science focus, because as soon as I have some science building, it means I will go much faster through the lower trees. And since my first unique unit is quite a bit up ahead, all the way in military science, I want to get as much science as possible first. Now, would I say be a different civilization and my unique units would be somewhere around here? I would do the exact opposite. I would go directly for that unit and then start building up science while I spam out that particular unit. Because it's unique to a civilization for a reason. That's because it's always better than your regular counterpart. So you want to make the most out of it as fast as you can. So if you go straight for that unit, then spam those units out and maybe take over the city or do whatever you want with them. Still, they are the most effective the moment you have them available. The longer time it takes for you to unlock them, the less effective they're gonna be, because other civilizations are gonna have others unlocked. So yeah, you kinda wanna focus your research pattern towards your unique units and or buildings. Now, I do want to get to education first before I go for before I make a rush for this guy over here. But since this just basically assigns a random, well, not really random, it picks them one by one, there's gonna be other stuff that I want first. So let's have a quick look. Now this National College increases science value, so this is something I'm gonna go first. It does mean that I have to build a library in all the cities, which I've not done yet in my second city, but it will give you I'm basically applying the same theory as I was explaining earlier here, but I'm just gonna do it in smaller steps. I'm gonna go for philosophy, then probably get currency and guilds and maybe some horse riding, or probably going for the composite bowman, because as soon as you have that one available, it's a pretty strong upgrade from your archers. And since I've already got mining and masonry unlocked, I'm just gonna go for that one first. Being at war with two nations kinda requires some strong defensive units, so I'm just gonna go for this one first, and then I'll go for that one. Had I not been at war, I would probably have gone for the science first. Now, the main focus seems to lie around here and here, so I kinda wanna move my unit away from my city, but not too far. Besides, I still got my heavily wounded warrior over here. And I also want to escort my worker to this new city, so I can start working it meanwhile. Even though it's slightly risky, but you know, the fact that we don't have that much to improve and not even as much citizens as improvements, this city is fine on improvements for now. Unit needs orders. That's the guy. It's gonna. Now I'm gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna follow straight with my warrior, even though they're wounded, because I kinda want them in this area. Now these archers, stop fucking around. Now, you would say, oh well, it doesn't matter who you fire on, there's no workers nearby. Well, disregarding that one. But this guy is on top of a resource, so he's more likely to pillage in this turn. So you kinda wanna take out either the most threatening or the most annoying. There's also scouts, but the scouts, what are they gonna do? Don't bother with those. So I am gonna move. Am I gonna move this guy? Yeah, 2 archers. It's gonna take a bit too long for just my city to take him out. And well, if you move a unit into a city, it gains extra range strength, but it does mean that I cannot fire, so I'm just gonna take it in 2 steps. And this guy, I want to eventually have him there, but it doesn't mean I have to go straight from here. I can also go with the slide. I'm just gonna move this guy here. This was the worker I just stealed. And since we're gonna have a little fight on our hands here, I'm not gonna move 2 workers there on their own. But instead of doing nothing, you can start on building a farm. This guy, well, instead of sending him all the way back, I'm just gonna move him 1 square and do nothing. This guy just completed the marble, and you're gonna work on a farm as well. Now, same situation here. You wanna take out the most threatening or / the most annoying. Now this guy cannot even damage my city in this turn. This guy, however, can. So the barbarians aren't really of much concern. They'll just fight each other and save me some time. So I'm just gonna focus on the archer, because he can do some damage from that range. Now, I could have gone for the warrior even though he could not attack me, because he is in a march, which gives you extra damage instead of a forest. But like I said, since he has to move 1 more turn anyway, and he'll most likely be here, it doesn't really matter. Same thing here. He's the most annoying. Just gonna take him out with a. This guy can attack, and however, if I move him here, then he will not be able to attack, I think. Ah, he will. Okay, so I just move him 1 space, so I can take up this spot with my archer, fire on him. I should have picked my promotion first, but I didn't see that. I'll just get to that next turn. I don't think I can do it now, no. See, because I moved this guy first and then moved my archer into the city, I can now kill this guy in 1 hit. Because my archer kinda softened him up for me. Which means this guy is just gonna wait for 1 more round. Now I am just gonna fire on this guy, because this guy is in a forest, which gives them a bonus. These guys are well on their way killing off each other, and even though none of them is really of any threats, just take some pounding at them. How many workers do I want to get there? 1, no, probably 2. So you can continue doing what you're doing. You go across that, and we go to the next one. think that guy just expanded his promotion on a heal. Let's not forget to upgrade. Now before I promote them, you kinda wanna check the area around you. Archers will most likely be stationary on a hill, so I'll mostly be shooting into open terrain. I'm just gonna go for open terrain. And let's get that libraries going. Now I'm gonna move this guy over here. Not only will it not be slowed by the mountains, but I can also use this small step into my own territory to give him maybe 1 or 2 rounds of heals before they head out, depending on what this spearman's gonna do. No, I do not really want to send him here, but this is a safe spot, and it will pretty much give him the same stretch. And let's just rinse and repeat. My archers probably are able to kill him, so no they're not, because they healed. Oh well, next turn. I want you to get ahead of the archer. Like I said before, you want your units to finish off other units. Because it doesn't matter whether he kills one or like an entire group, the experience is the same. Now, as expected, this guy's gonna move up. So I'm just gonna fire with this guy. I'm gonna move this guy on top of him. Because even though he is not in defensive mode, he would still block him from being able to attack this guy. And even, which he is not gonna do, he cannot kill my warrior in 1 turn. That's just something I know from the top of my head. But let's say he would have killed this guy, well, I probably would have moved my worker down. But it also put him into range of my city, which a city and a archer combo would close to kill him. Just gonna sit around. Yeah, Frenchies. They really don't want my workers to get there. I'm kinda liking this though. Barbarians can be awesome, but most of the time they're not. But I'm not gonna fire on them since they're just, you know, helping me out over here. I'm gonna heal even though he's just outside of the territory. Oh, fuck. Let's just put these guys on top of here. Now, there is a possibility he will attack me. So I could have moved back, but I really want to get that warrior there, so sometimes you just gotta, you can always fall back, but on the other hand you can also be lucky, like this, where they move away, and you can get that worker over there. Gonna finish him with the worker, with the warrior, because the warrior is gonna have to stay here anyway. He's low on health, and there's more barbarians incoming. So I'm just gonna try and juggle a bit with the positions, see if I can get these workers across safely. Which I think I should be able to. Just gonna shoot at him for the loss, well, for an experience really, but reason why I did not move him is because it would have put me in a position that they could attack me and they could attack me, and 2 warriors attacking an archer is close to death. That's a tough guy, 1 HP. I think there must be like a camp here and a camp here or something, because they just keep coming. But I'm not too worried about the barbarians. Even though, you know, this is a rough terrain, I'm just gonna go for oh, apparently I already took rough terrain. Wait, did I took open terrain on this guy? Ah, yeah. Well, I'm not going for like both for 2 reasons. One, because I don't think that you should be splitting up your specialities, especially since I have an archer that already is gonna focus on 2. But also because your next promotion, some promotions have a certain requirement as for skills. I know that once you get either 2 barrage or 2 accuracy, you can get March next, which is no matter whether you attack or move, you will still heal that turn, which is pretty awesome, especially if you're, you know, marching. So let's go for that. And he can't fire because it's over forest. However, he is gonna die next turn unless he moves away. But if he moves away, then he won't hit my archer. So I'm gonna move this archer over here. Get my worker behind him. That guy as well. Now I cannot hit him this turn anyway, so I'm just gonna heal up, wait for him to come into tower range, and then hit him. Oh, I still had a shot on that guy. Lol. Oh well. I couldn't have moved any farther with my archer anyway, since I'm crossing a river and all. But that guy could attack. Pum 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 pum. Now my main priority here is to get those workers across, because it's getting pretty icky here. Now who are the... it's gonna be... It's too tight, it's too tight. Okay, that sounded bad. That's not what I meant, guys. Oh no. What are we gonna do? If we move this archer here, trying to get that worker through, he would get hit by 1 archer shot, 2 archer shots, which would be sufficient to either kill him or get him so low that this guy will finish me off. So instead, we are just gonna minimize the damage this guy can do to us by hitting him first. I'm gonna try and minimize the damage this guy can do to us. I'm not worried about the warriors, so they can get me this turn. Take that guy. And how's my warriors doing? He did move. Okay, now, as much as I would like my worker to go that way and help out there, getting your luxuries destroyed sucks as well. Besides, he's close to a worker as well. I'm just gonna move this guy across to protect the worker. And these guys, they could be captured by archers, but like I said, archers are not likely to capture. This guy could capture him. Wait, he can't because he's standing next to a military unit. So you're just gonna do nothing. Neither are you. You better not be working together, see? Ah, motherfuckers, they are. Oh, did you see that? Archering like a oh wait, it was a graphical glitch. Damn it! I was like, oh man, that archer's a boss. He just... But unfortunately, France and Songhai appear to be teaming up on me. Let's fucker destroy that shit. So we need some more firepower. All this doesn't really matter. I'm gonna fire on him because he's more likely to fight the archer. If I move him here, I cannot fire. Yeah. Operation Worker Transportation failed, guys. It's gonna have to cut my losses here. I'm moving one back, not too far, because still want to try and get him across. Because even if I put him here, he's kind of pointless. Well, other than you can repair that or build something here, but I have the citizens to work it anyway. Now I am gonna go and charge him, even though the odds are against me, but that's because I want to get rid of this guy as soon as possible. I don't really mind my warrior taking a bit of damage in the process. So it does mean that I can kill him next turn. And this guy doesn't really have to worry, so you just keep on working on that farm. I suspected these guys are fighting each other. What are you doing? I'm gonna run back home. Well, AI workers are kind of retarded. I'll give you that. Well, my guy can still attack him because he can, move here and kill him. So let's do that. If I'm lucky, my carried archer will be fast enough to get my worker back. Now, normally it's kind of situational who you want to attack when your city is under siege. The fact is that melee units can only capture cities. Some mountain units can as well, but they are classified under the melee class in the coding as well. Basically, you want to take care of the ones that can capture your city. But since these guys are pretty much under attack, these guys are getting low. As soon as melee units hit your city, they're gonna take damage themselves, and they don't even got nearly enough the power to take over a city. So I'm just gonna take out the ranged one, because they can do damage without taking damage themselves. Plus, there's still a chance these guys are gonna fight each other, or these guys are gonna fire on him, so that was the most likely target, because I do the most damage to him compared to this guy being in the forest. Now, if only workers could capture other workers, but unfortunately we cannot. Scouts do, well, they can capture, but I don't think they do. Let's find out. I want to test it actually, since this is just a mess around game anyway.
Three things are to be looked to.
Construction. Time to kick some ass. Let's promote this guy, record this AT. Cannot fire this turn when you promote him. That's something you should keep in mind, but since it's pretty safe around here anyway, I'm just you know, I'm not gonna bother, since there seem to be like all around my city, but they're not really fighting me. Now, it's kind of the same as last round, although this round I am not gonna fire on this guy, but I am gonna go for the little culture grab. I could either go for this guy, but he's likely to attack that guy, and that still leaves one, so I'm gonna take out this guy, because if I take out the barbarian, then there's no chance they'll be fighting each other. But if I take out this guy, then there's still a chance he hits the archers. Pum 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 pum. I'm just gonna scout a bit up ahead. Oh fuck. How come I had only one move? Huh. I was thinking I'm just gonna have a look and move him back, but apparently I already moved him halfway. We go build, and we go heal up, but before you do that, first move a turn over there. Research. We wanted to go for education, and we needed horseback riding, trapping. Not really interested in trapping. Mathematics, taking over cities. Currency. How are we doing on money? +8. That's pretty decent, because you know, because of the gold yields. And since we improved that early on, it allows us to build us a small army now. I do like the side of horsemen, so I could either go trapping and then horseback riding, but I've been killing quite some units, so their army is not that large, which means taking over a city would be a bit easier. So I'm just gonna hope for the best, and well, first I'm gonna go for the natural college, or well, at least philosophy, and then I'm gonna go for mathematics to build the catapult. I'm gonna start dropping them bombs. Something like that. I don't even know why these guys are fighting me. They seem to be pretty preoccupied with fighting barbarians here. I don't think they've even hit me once, except for that archer in that forest. Now I do hope to take out this guy with my city. No, it's not. It's never gonna happen. I can't see what's on this hill, so but there could be one in the city which cannot reach me. Let's move up a bit. We're gonna heal up. How far can you make it? gonna hit the scout just cause I can. It doesn't really matter whether I put it here or here because it still expands the turn. Although, you know, I have a bit more leeway here, but I'm gonna get in reach of this guy anyway, or that guy next turn, so it just took one movement less to fire some. It's still some experience. Now, I would love to get this wonder, but it's not really the time to go wonder building. However, the happiness is getting rather low, and we've got 16 turns until this one gets 5, so I am gonna go for this one, and I'm trying to put that to production. Wait, it did change a citizen, but so let's no, it's not really. Oh, too bad, guys, you're gonna be unhappy for 2 turns. Deal with it. God damn it. Lol. The scout just attacked the card. Oh my god. Fucking kamikaze freaks. Now before I go and make a jump to my territory, first wanna check things out a bit. He's guarding a settler. You could kill the scout, but is it really that useful? Carry the archer in 2 turns, which means I have to make room for my bowman. These guys are no problem. These spearmen are gonna be annoying, so I want my archer to be on the hill and my chariot in the city, because he does the most damage, but he also takes the most damage from spearmen. Seeing as this is the toughest guy, just gonna put some damage on him already and move my archers out the next turn. Now there is a chance that that warrior goes for the worker, but I highly doubt it since he's protecting a settler. And I think that they're kind of on a pre-scripted something, that they kind of do their own thing. They're just looking for a location, and that guy's gonna move wherever the settler's moving. Yeah, I'm just taking out the scout. That is repaired. Was this farm finished? Yes, it was. And we got access to a lumber mill, which gives us a bit of extra production as well. Dun, 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 dun. Excellent. We're gonna make it. Kinda reminds me of Rage Quit. Shut up, Billy, I'm gonna pedal us out of here. Got the chariot coming in next turn. If I move this guy, it will expand its turn because it's moving on a hill and it's next to this guy. So I'm just gonna move him for that. What the fuck? Pfft. Fucking French, man. Assholes. cities. Now a city can fire up to 2 squares. So I kinda wanna end on this side so I don't have to cross the river twice. And I kinda want this. Yes, this is the best option, even though I'm gonna take a hit from 2 sides. Hey, is that my worker? Where the fuck are you going? You know, I should actually try and make an attempt of getting that guy back, because, you know, it's still a worker. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, in this case, I'm gonna use the promotion to heal him, so I can get him across. Do I put him on the hill or on the march? I'm gonna put him up the hill, but then I would still need a turn to the march. However, if I put him here, I get hit by a city, I get hit by a warrior, I can get hit by an archer, which would it kill him? Huh. Probably not, but just to be sure, I am gonna do as much damage to whoever can hit me. And the one doing the most damage and most likely to hit me are these warriors. So I do wanna now there's not really anywhere I could run to or like retreat and fire. However, what I can do, no, I will expend my turn. I'll just Spearman does the most damage compared to the warrior, and he's next to me. Yeah, you can fire on me. You can fire as well. Can I kill anyone other than? Yeah, let's just take him out. We may get a promotion for it, but it's not really likely he's gonna survive. Let's just go for it. Now, going through so much effort to get my worker here, and now that I'm here, there's really nothing much you can do. But that was before the freaking French invasion got here. Production. Now I could really use more units, but seeing as this city is already stagnating because of the giant invasion, I'm just gonna go and work on, well, should I? No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on a granary, which gives me food without having to work certain tiles because it's a building. And it'll also be a investment for these bananas over here that we acquire later. Although science would also be a viable option, but in this case I'm just gonna go for the granary. Policy. I don't really want to go for a worker. I could use a general or some melee units. I don't really have. Whoa. I don't really have many melee units at the moment, so I'll just go for the general. Just gonna accompany my warrior. As soon as that. Ah, right. The resources are done. Oh well. At least we'll have enough happiness for a bit. Might have a chance of surviving this. No. Close. Now that's pretty awesome that Leon did that for me. Will allow me to get my worker back, even though I'll take some hits. He will survive. Plus I can just move him back. Do I want to move him back or forward? Damn, that city is really blocking my my path here. I think I'm just gonna go for a different approach entirely. There's not really getting through all this rough terrain to the other city, being it so clustered and all. I'm just gonna fall back here. I'm gonna go to sleep. Now you look at that. I can't even. If I take out the warrior, well, it's still gonna be through a marsh. Yeah, it's really a waste, but can't take out the other guy now. It's a waste that because the carried archer does quite some damage, especially when it's at full health. To waste on so little HP. However, what it does give me the opportunity to move here, and even though I'm next to the warrior, he's not gonna kill me next turn. Starving, what do you think of this giant invasion over here? Oh wait, no, it's gonna move him back, so let's just put that one over there. Finally started to fire on the city. Excuse me. I know my even though I got my microphone all the way turned up, it's still quite sensitive when I'm recording with Fraps. It just records any sound, so I don't know if anyone of you have any tips to kind of disable the constant transmission. Well, let me know. Just gonna move that guy over here since there's really nothing I can do with him other than found a new city perhaps in the meantime. We'll see, depending on how much damage the city's gonna take, because I don't really like the sight of so many ranged units and catapults. These catapults fuck you up. Oh well, your city. That guy cannot attack me. I'm just gonna take that one out. That guy cannot hit the archer anyway. I do kinda want my general over there, but it really sucks because you have to go across a river and then to forest and get fired upon by two cities. Flanking is kinda out of the question. So we'll just take out some archers. Now, normally you want to focus on the melee units, but I know that next turn they will not get it low enough to get it the turn afterwards, so I would still have time to take out the melee units should that be necessary. Voila. Not good, not good. 400. Am I gonna lose the city? But that's okay. It's okay. You can't hit that guy. Really hoping to take out that catapult in this turn, because he's gonna do quite some damage. And since I couldn't kill him, I probably should have gone for the melee units here, because they might be able to get it in this turn. That wasn't too smart. Happiness is good. More archers.
Gelin pazarlığa tutuşalım.
See, even at low health, these fuckers take so much damage. Yeah, that city's gone. You can see whether or not the city has been taken over is that if the health is no longer moving. So I was wrong about having enough time to take out those melee units. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move this guy away. And we'll go back to building up our infrastructure. And not to mention building up an army to take back our cities. However, the good thing is I am close to catapults. 6 turns, 9 turns. So we'll just put this guy to work. I don't really want a settler, but I think spamming out units is the best way to go right now. Fuck you. No, I don't want a peace treaty. Go away. I'm gonna take back the city. Put you over there. Spam out some cheap warriors. Where did they get there in this time? Ah, motherland. Fuck. Should have checked on that previous time. This is a hill. Run away. Put him on the hill, I get fired upon by that city, so I'm just gonna put him over here. Alert instead of Right, that's what I put it to fortify until healed, but that's not a smart thing to do on archers. You rather want to put them in alert, although I think he came from the hill straight, so I didn't really even see. Well, I should have seen him if I was standing on the hill. Ah well. Ba-ba-ba-ba. See, I almost did it again. Composite bomen are stronger. Seeing as it's kind of rough terrain in between, there's no really point in golden ages at +1 production, +1 gold for each and every tile that's currently working. So if you have a larger empire, you want to go through all your cities and put them to gold focus, but a equally viable way to go about it is to put everything to production. You don't want to put anything on default or food, so as soon as you hit a golden age, always put your cities into production or gold, because it gives extra during that time. So you want to either crank out units like I'm doing right now, or get a nice lump of gold. Dun dun dun. Fucking swordsman already. Are you kidding me? Fucking French. Now, the reason why I moved them up is because I want to keep a bit of spacing around here. I don't want them to, because this guy is gonna take a lot of damage. He might even die, but reason for trying to hold them down here is because I don't want their entire army having free reign over here and kinda starve me of any production and whatnot. So I'd rather sacrifice a warrior for it. As much as I hate it, unfortunately, they cannot do anything at the moment. Oh, there are even archers in there. Yeah, you're fucked, buddy.
There is only one
Now I'm gonna change this a bit. Oh fuck. No, I'm not. I thought I completed philosophy, but well, yeah, I did, but I thought I completed this one, so. Wow. trying to hold them back as long as I can with my cheapest units, so I have more time to build more units. What's going on? Lagging for quite a bit over there. I'm gonna be using my general to build a citadel, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, didn't even saw that. Son of a bitch. Well, for some reason it seems, I don't know, maybe the video is getting too long and too big. So I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Even though I got my ass handed to me badly and I would love to get some revenge. This video was just for general purposes. So, yeah, peace out.